Yeah, day one. We went to English Garden, tried the first pretzel
Really?
in my life.
Cute.
First
And?
mass beer.
A mass is 1 liter.
Yeah, 1 liter, yeah.
of beer?
Yeah, we had we
And?
ordered one mass for each.
First impressions.
Oh, it was lovely. It was delicious.
You're like, yeah.
Because the thing is, another funny fact about living in Asia, especially in Bangkok, when you order beer, they will always serve it with ice.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Pod Abroad. I'm your host, Paulina de los Santos. What can I say? I am an American, born and raised in Texas, who has been living in Munich, Germany, the last 8 years of my life. And in this podcast, I will be interviewing some of my nearest and dearest friends who are all very international and also living here in Germany or who have, just different experiences. So it's a chance for me to get to share their stories and have fun along the way. So today, that's enough about me. Today, I am here with my good friend, Dolores.
Yes, hello. Hello, Pao. Thanks for having me. It's really a privilege to be your first guest.
Oh.
Yeah. So a quick introduction about myself.
Tell me about yourself. So her name's Dolores, but she goes by Rez.
Yeah, Rez.
Take it away.
So everyone calls me Rez, but yeah, I'm Dolores Ronario Jackson. So I got married last year and just had a baby 4 months ago. So I'm from the Philippines, and I moved here in Germany back in 2019, just before Corona. But before that, we lived in Bangkok for 4 years. Me and used to be my boyfriend, and now my husband.
Woo woo.
So yeah, it's really nice to have to be here with you, and really nice to see you, and also Tim.
Oh,
yeah, and it's New Year. Happy New Year!
Yes. Also, for those listening, I mean, this will be posted sometime in the new year, but it is the last day of 2024. So
that's why we are cheering to 2025.
Ching, ching.
Happy New Year! Thanks
Love
for
that.
having me. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. First question, Rez, that I'm going to ask you.
Oh.
It's a pretty simple one.
Bring it on.
How did you and I meet?
Oh yeah, we met back in 2019. So we used to work together, right?
Yeah.
I met you. That was Oktoberfest, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Oktoberfest, and I even offered you do you want me to take photo of you?
And I was like, yeah, girl, sure.
Yeah, girl, sure. Oh, she's offering. Yeah, but yeah, that was the first time, and then I think you haven't started working for Allianz yet. You used to be with Allianz Technology, and you decided to move to Allianz SE, and that's how I found out about it. And we stay in touch, and we try to catch up outside work, and it really flourished. We did a lot of things, and we go hiking, we go cycling. So yeah, I think the friendship was really flourished.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's been 5 years.
Crazy. Time flies so much.
Can't believe it. It's 5 years. So,
yeah. And for those who don't know what Allianz is or who Allianz is, it's an insurance company, the biggest one in Germany. But don't ask us about insurance.
Yeah. We work in group comms. So.
We worked in group communications.
It's always people first impression oh, insurance. But no, it's the group comms.
Yeah, but a very, very international experience. So super cool.
It just really, flourish and grow, and I can't believe that I've been hanging out with you for 5 years already.
Crazy. No, it warms my heart.
We've done a lot of things crazy stuff. Karaoke, number one.
I love that.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, our friendship really flourished in the thick of the Corona time, because we met right in the fall of 2019, and then COVID hit hard. And I think little did y'all know that I had no friends in Munich.
It's really different. When you're outside of, from your home country, it's so hard to trust people. If it's going to work, because of course you have to invest time for these people. You're going to hang out, you're going to meet a couple of times, but you just really have to follow your heart. Of course, our friendship is not perfect. We have flaws, we have misunderstanding, and it really did happen to us. But we try to reconcile and try to really make peace with it, and that's how it really grows. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but yeah, that's how
we meet halfway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
true.
I love that. I love that.
Aww,
yeah.
Me too. Can't believe it. Like, I've been like thinking lately, like, oh, I've known Paulina because I know like every December it really like brings back memories, like how we went to this
5 years.
gathering and I bring pancit. I was even contemplating to cook pancit for New Year, but I think it's too
We have a lot of
simple
food.
to match it with your
Tamales.
tamales. Maybe next time.
Next time. I'm
Next time.
always down for pancit. Pancit bihon.
Yeah, pancit bihon. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy looking back and thinking like how fast 5 years can fly. I think when we met, I was 24, which is nuts. I was just a little...
I was 30.
Crazy.
31.
Freshly 30.
We're old.
we're growing up. I love that. We're growing together.
Yeah.
I love that too. Yeah, moving into the space of where you're from. Can you speak about growing up in the Philippines? Like, where are you from in the Philippines? How is life there? Just tell me more about that.
Right. Yeah, so I am from the south of the Philippines. So the name of the city is General Santos City. So as you all know, Philippines is really rich, like in terms of agriculture. So my parents work as a farmer, and my teacher teach for 22 years, and that's how my parents sent me to school. I have 3 siblings too. Life there is very simple. So that's why, like, when like moving out, like going abroad was really like a culture shock for me. It was real culture shock. And the funny fact is that I'm not saying like in general, but some or most of the people in the Philippines, like when they see white people, they always label as Americans.
Really?
Yeah, they don't know about like other nationalities. That there's like Polish, there's like Germans, there's British. So when my husband went there to meet my parents for the first time, everyone's calling him like, oh, Americano, Americano.
I bet he hated that. Knowing Dale, I bet he was like, absolutely
just
not.
make fun of the situation. But yeah, like I have to like give him a heads up about that. But yeah, life there is very simple, very slow, I would say. And we're just happy to like when when your parents can afford to feed you 3 times a day, that's already like a good state of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the country is rich with agriculture, so we always love eating fruits. Like vegetables very accessible. We have like gardens, and we can just like cook vegetables from our backyard and like harvest it like whenever we need it. So yeah, I actually, living abroad, like, with limited access to like, gardening, like I really miss it. Like, that's why every time I go and visit my family and see, cousins and my siblings in the Philippines, I always go wild and like, I want mango, I want this, I want that. Because number one, they are so cheap, like very, very cheap. And it's the kind of lifestyle that I will always cherish. Like I will always miss it. Although like, living outside is there's a different stage of comfort, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very simple there. Very simple.
I love to hear about you saying how beautiful a simple life can be.
Yes.
And like just the thing that comes to mind is like how rich you guys are with like the fruits and vegetables and and like just like all the love. Do you know what I mean? Like something so simple as like regional fruits and vegetables that are delicious.
Yes.
Like there is like you're not just rich by money.
Yeah.
Like that's not the only metric of being rich, because you move here to Germany and you're just like where are the good mangoes.
Yeah. I even remember like visiting farm because my dad still managing the farm that he got from my parents, my grandparents. So there's just really access to vegetables, to fruits, like when you are craving for a rambutan, a lanzones. They're like native.
What's a lanzones?
Lanzones, it's almost like what's closest to it's like clementine, but like
Really?
much smaller, and the flesh is not orange, but it's a white.
Ooh.
Yeah, and very, very sweet. So you can just like hike the tree and like you can grab it from the tree and you eat it, and that's how easy it is to just live. And people really thrive and survive there with the the availability of these fruit crops and vegetables at
Yeah.
the farm, because they, of course, they live also like very far from the city. And that's how like my dad also, learn how to adapt, and like he also have to like, teach us how to survive in those circumstances. So yeah,
I love that.
really good.
So how do you go from a simple life in the Philippines to living life
I'm
abroad?
still living a simple life right now.
Of course, in different ways. I mean, I feel like our lives here are so fast sometimes.
Oh, it completely different, pal. Completely different. Sometimes I also wonder like how can like if hours be just gone, like you won't even notice it. But yeah, so there and
What was your first experience leaving the Philippines?
leaving the Philippines.
Like, how old were you? Where did you
Right.
go?
Right. So
And
yeah,
why?
yeah. So after I graduated university, I decided that okay, maybe it's best if I acquire like experience. So I moved to Davao City, which is around 150 kilometers away from where I used to grow, and there Philippines is very popular with call centers industry, and that's like very one of the easiest job that especially when you have like IT degree, or when you're a computer science graduate, it's easy to apply for these jobs. So I just acquire experience. I work for I think five years. Just don't do the math. Yeah, 5 years, and then I told myself like maybe it's the time for change. Like I don't really want to stay in this industry, because of course I also wanted to use what I've studied. So I decided okay, I will try my luck to go abroad. So I went to Singapore.
How old were you?
I was 27 that time. Oh, sorry, 26. I was 26. And of course, like, if you plan to live abroad, like it's not as like easy as, oh, okay, I'm going to book a ticket tomorrow and I'm gone. Bye. I'm going to say bye to friends. But no, you have to save. And of course, everything is so expensive in Singapore.
Did you know anyone there?
Yeah, I have friends. Some of my university classmates, close friends, were already there. They're already working as a network engineer, and that's like what really inspires me. Like, not because of not just for like acquire experience, but because I have siblings that I need to send to school, help them with the financial side of things, and for me to be able to provide what they need during that time, because I'm also supporting my parents. So yeah, I decided I need to get a good job that will really help me through until my siblings graduated university. So I was 26, and I really tried to save, and yeah, I actually managed to find a job there as a IT sales manager. But sadly, the visa situation did not really pan out, didn't work out. So going back to the Philippines is not an option. I
Once you
don't like
left?
once I started, like I have to finish this, this
This adventure.
journey, yeah, this venture. And because I'm not really a quitter, like I always want when I want to do something, like I really want to like do it, and like I can do it, like no matter what. If others can do it, like I should be able to do it. So I don't want to go back to Philippines. So what I did was I went to Bangkok. So that's where if you want to know like what's the next step. So I went to Bangkok, because during that time when they were applying for my visa, they tried to reappeal the application, so that
In Singapore.
yeah, in Singapore. And the moment I arrived, I was like staying in Bangkok for like 2 weeks, and I got an email and they said like there's nothing that they can do because again they declined the application. So
It felt right then.
yeah,
You were
like
like, I'm already in the next country.
yeah, so the option for me is just to stay in Bangkok and maybe try to like scout for more roles there whilst I'm waiting.
Did you know
And-
anyone in Bangkok?
Yes,
Like, why?
I also
Okay,
have
so
another
you
friend.
also
So I have
so
like
you had
friends. So yeah,
connections.
like sometimes you have to be wise and remember
Yeah.
those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so back then in college. So I was a tourist, living a tourist life in Bangkok. And I didn't really wanted to be honest, I didn't really wanted to stay in Bangkok. I still wanted to like go back to Singapore because my heart was there, and my friends, like close friends,
Yeah.
were there, and the job that I really want to do is there. So I still like scout, like applying for a job online. But the thing is, because after 1 month, of course, like you cannot unless you're rich.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to earn money so that it will sustain you throughout whilst you're looking for the job that you need. So the friend of mine, who actually offered to host me for a month, they asked me like, what do you think about teaching kids, nursery kids?
In
um
Bangkok?
yeah, in Bangkok. So I had to like really think of, like, I really had a thought about it. And like, oh yeah, my mom used to teach back then, like for 22 years, because I think that time she just retired, like transitioning to retirement. So I was like thinking like, maybe I can give it a shot, but if this will not really work out, maybe I can just give up. But yeah, I said yes to them. I went and prepared my materials for an interview, and I just had like a panel interview and just answered the questions. And they said, okay, you got the job and start on Monday. Just come here. And the good thing that time, that school where I actually applied for, they provided a free accommodation.
Amazing.
Free accommodation, free breakfast, free lunch. So
What?
why, I just say yes to it because number one, it will save me some money, and the money that I will be earning from that school, I will save it, and yeah, just to really sustain me.
But was there a catch? Like, were the kids
Oh God.
evil?
Oh
Or
God. So
oh, was it like a
it was
dream?
really, oh, it was not a dream, that's for sure. My heart was, no, I was not teaching at all. So it was really challenging. But like the first day, I almost like just want to give up. Like I thought like 27 Thai kids that cannot speak English. So like, oh, it's just like what I'm really signing up for. Like I was really scared, like just like mix of emotions, because I was of course like terrified. Like what am I doing here in Thailand, teaching kids, Thai kids?
How
Like
did it get here? Like, how did I get here?
I was really really overwhelmed. But
Yeah.
how I managed it, like looking for jobs. Of course, like I was teaching. I was there for 3 months. Like I really survived 3 months. Like was really looking for a job. And after I teach the kids, like I prepped my dinner at home and turn on my computer and go for applying for jobs until I found Allianz. So I actually, when I click follow, one of the HR recruitment team reached out to me, and they said, "Are you still looking for a job?" And like she's like it
Yeah.
really, like, oh, I got super excited after that. And they said like, are you available for an interview next week? So I just have to like lie to the school, my co-teacher, like I need to attend to a very important matter, and like I can't go to school right now, so you have to take kids with you. And yeah, I had a panel interview, and after that, it worked well, so well. I'm just like really ready for it.
Yeah.
That's how after
You're
three
like, yes, I'll
months,
start
like
tomorrow.
geez, like, and yeah. So the first interview went very well, and they said like we will schedule for another interview. It's going to be the last one, and they were really yeah, I told them that, yeah, sure, I'll be available at your disposal. Don't worry. And yeah, they interviewed me and they said like, yeah, you will be starting in February. So I arrived in Bangkok. Uh, that was October 2017. No, October 2016. So I was working for 3 months in Thailand as a teacher, and then I quit teaching in December. And I told him like, I didn't tell him that I got a job. So I told him like, yeah, I need to go back to the Philippines.
No, you did
Because
not.
yeah, I did not,
Why?
because like my co-teachers advised me that don't tell them that you got a job because you won't get your last pay.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, so
So
just
you're covering
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. You want,
But
yeah.
did you ever like run into them on the streets?
Thankfully, no. Thankfully not.
Imagine.
Yeah, Bangkok is very big. Like the school where I used to teach, like it's um like when we're talking about distance, it's around 10 or maybe 15 kilometers. So you really have like to take public transport to go to the city center, and Allianz is like just right in the middle of the city center. So
And just a quick question to backtrack. So you were an English teacher.
mhm.
Tell us about like your experience in English. Like, cause how does like like the first
Yeah.
thought of someone's mind isn't like English teacher from the Philippines.
Yes.
Like if you're ignorant like myself and like just
Yeah.
didn't know, like when did you start speaking English? Like
Yeah.
how is life in the Philippines?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with the language?
Right. So growing up, all the subjects that we learned from in school, teachers, majority of the teachers were talking in English. So that's how we, practice and master the way we talk in English, especially when you reach high school, when you reach college, because we've also taught American English, not British English. So every time like
I love that.
yeah, every time I mean people like, hey, are you from the US? Like, no, I'm from the Philippines. How your English is really really good. I was thinking, but yeah, we've learned American English,
Wow.
and also in the university, like although we talk. We use our mother tongue. Like when we're inside the classroom, it just switch on. Like we speak English. Like yeah, it's how it is there, and yeah, and especially like when you work in call center, it will really enhance. So like I get to work with AT&T, which is like an American
of course I know
country,
AT&T.
AT&T and Netgear.
Girl, I had AT&T.
All right,
for
so
years.
maybe you're one of my caller before.
Could
Yeah, I would
be.
caller.
My mom would always call the customer service because
yeah.
she's, of course, of a different generation where they pick up the
Yes.
phone and call.
Yes.
And most of the time,
Like calling, like, yeah, my router's not working.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's how like we ask a lot of questions, and it's like it really helped. Like I'd say that working in call center really helped me a lot. Like also to build confidence, because of course like talking to over the phone is different, but talking like especially when you work abroad and talking with different nationalities
sure.
is way different. Yeah. So in addition, it's kind of weird actually, because like when we reach home, when we have gatherings with family, like we
Yeah.
don't speak English, but
No?
like I think it's something that like instill in your mind. Like every time you go to school, it will just like turn on, and like it's automatic. So with the relationship of the language, I think most of Filipinos can speak English actually.
Of this generation.
If, even with like, I think my dad can even like, yeah, can even
could.
survive with like
If he had to
if he had
survive, he
to, like,
could.
well, he survived with my boyfriend because they'll like they have like a very long conversation when he met my dad for the first time, so that really panned out too. But yeah, it's I think it's when you go to the Philippines, and like especially when travelers, backpackers,
Yeah.
if you're asking for direction, it's just so easy to like ask people there, because they can really talk to you, and you won't get lost, that's for sure. And knowing Filipino, we are very good with hospitality.
Oh,
And
you're just
like,
giving reasons why I need to
yeah,
go.
you really have to visit, especially you guys going to Bangkok, and like it's just not it's a 3-hour flight, but yeah, it's something that you can look forward to.
Absolutely.
And, yeah,
I will go one day for sure. Which leads me to the next section. So let's backtrack a little with your job and your experience abroad. So you're in Bangkok. You get this new job at Allianz. Super exciting. Like whole new life ahead of you. But then where does Dale come into the picture? Dale is your now husband.
my husband. Yeah.
How did y'all meet? And tell them about Dale. Where is he from? What is he like?
Right. So when I got the job in Allianz, I work as a service desk analyst for roughly around 11 months. And during that time, I really try to rebuild my life. Because, like when you had a pause, like between your career, like you really have to go back to rhythm. So I work my ass off there, like just to like basically earn good money and, in Allianz, there's like a performance bonus. So I really have to like,
So you worked.
I have to nail that one.
So you performed.
Yeah, I performed so that
I love
I
it.
perform so that I can, earn extra money. Yeah. So after working 11 months, I got another job offer within Allianz. It's
Amazing.
a Hexalite. It's like a software development team, which is like more like in line with what I've studied. So I grabbed the opportunity, and after working there for 5 months, that's how I met Dale. Like that's where Dale, gets in the picture. I met Dale through another colleague named Danielle, which is like the name of our dog is Danielle, and that guy that
The name of your baby.
yeah. Not really like because his name is like the spells
Danielle.
Danielle, and Danielle like our daughter.
The guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
But we didn't really thought about that.
So you
We
met
just
a guy named
realized.
Daniel
Yeah, we just realized recently, like, oh, can you imagine, like, the guy
who introduced
who
you
introduced
to
you was also Danielle, like,
the
I
name
just
of
really
her
forgot.
daughter.
I was just really like, I completely forgot that one.
Cute.
But anyway, so we met through my colleague Danielle, and he invited us for dinner. Um, I really wanted to build him actually that time because I'm so into playing games and I just want to stay in my condo that time. I want to build him up, but I have 4 days. So my schedule that time was 4 days off, 4 days on. Like it's
wow.
it's really like if you want to go traveling within Asia, you really have a lot of time. So then I'm like, okay, I'll just go maybe like show up and go home afterwards. But yeah, Dale was there. And
How is like why or how? For context, Dale is
Dale
a British
is
man.
British. So he's from the UK. he's a crazy guy from the UK. Like did a backpacking and traveling for 11 months. Like do hitchhiking without flying. So he made all the way from the UK to Mongolia without flying.
Crazy.
And since he can't get a Chinese visa, he had to like book a flight to go to Bangkok just to stay there for a few days, while he's like
it's crazy.
like figuring out like where he wants to go and continue his backpacking. So we met, and that time like I was really attracted to him.
Yeah.
He's cute. He's really cute. He had long hair. But then again, like that was the first, and I thought I would see him again because he wants to go to Chiang Mai, which is the north part of Thailand. He did some volunteering there, and after a month, he decided, okay, maybe I'll go back to Bangkok. He added me on Facebook.
The Facebook move. The
Facebook
classic DMs.
Yeah. So like all of a sudden, like who's this guy like messaging me? I was on my way back home after like working. That was my last shift, and he said like I'm in Bangkok. Like, do you want to hang out tomorrow?
Hey.
And like like.
Hang out.
Hang out. So going
He
for a
slid
coffee,
into your DMs
yeah.
and was like, hey, let's
Like,
hang.
oh, he's back.
And it was at
So,
11 p.m.
11 p.m. You want to go for coffee
Let's
at 11 p.m.
hang.
So this is some sort of but yeah, that was so funny. But yeah, we hang out so many times, and when especially in my culture, like in the Philippines, like courting is really like a thing, you know, like when you want to be with someone, you court.
I love that. I love that. Traditional.
Yeah, very traditional. You're very traditional.
You work for it.
Yeah.
It's not just like
before you can,
have access to me. You gotta take me out to dinner. At
like,
least
you have to work for it.
Gotta work for it. You're something. You're a gem.
But this is also one thing about living abroad. It's because like you get to experience different culture, traditions, and with dating, geez, like I'm not lying. I even tried to like date with someone else like before Dale, and it didn't really work out. It's because I find it so shocking. Like this is not gonna work for me, and this is not gonna
just
work.
Too many
for
differences.
Me. Yeah.
You're like, you could call it that.
Yeah. We can label it like that. But with Dale, because he's very easygoing guy, and that time we were dating for like I think 3 months, and knowing the fact that he used to travel, and I know that he won't be staying in Thailand for that long. I really tried to like hold back and maybe like this is not gonna work because I don't want to waste my energy to someone that's just going to leave me.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm trying to protect my
Your
heart.
heart, as you should.
Yes. So yeah, because back then I didn't really have like good relationship back in the Philippines. That's one of my motivation to go abroad.
I love that.
Like I need to get my
A
life
toxic
very
ex
well. Yeah, exactly.
ignites
But
the fire to
I don't really
leave.
want to go into detail. But yeah, things are so messy. Like before I went abroad, and that's like just really one of the things that really pursued me. Like I really
love
have
that.
to, like
Start new.
start new and do something for myself. Like this time, it's gonna be for myself. So
Beautiful.
yeah, so we were dating, and I told Dale like we really had a like heart to heart talk. Like I think I even remember that was in November 2016. I told him like I think I cannot longer see you. It's because I am already developing feelings for you, and I think it's just fair that if you're not staying at, I think it's best that we part ways and but
I love that. Emotional maturity.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, look,
Yeah.
don't mess
Like,
with me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So
we can part
we can
ways.
part ways, and yeah, it's been really great. Like the last 3 months was really great, and I don't know. Like I respect whatever you want to do. If you want to continue traveling, that's gonna be up to you. I will support you, of course. Like
From afar.
from afar, I will cheer for you.
Yeah, I'll cheer you on. You can
I will
go have a
cheer
nice
you.
life.
Exactly. And he decided, okay, I'm gonna go to the UK for Christmas. So that was in November. We had a heart to heart talk, and he went to see family for Christmas break. And I went to the Philippines for the first time after living abroad for a year and a half, because I can finally like afford to buy a ticket, because
That
like
must have felt good.
yeah, and to
Right?
see family too.
Yeah.
And when Dale and I were back in Bangkok, that's where, of course, we were chatting, we were doing video calls, and that's where we realized we love each other. It's really, distance makes your heart go fonder.
Fonder.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. And yeah, so we started as a couple like in January when we were back in Bangkok, and
So
that's
he
where
came
it all
back.
was there. Yeah, he came back.
He came back, and then he
said,
was like, I'm here to
okay.
stay.
Yeah, and by the way, that time Dale was also teaching boys,
Oh my gosh.
boys
English.
school English in Thailand, because as European, like always, like especially when you're a Westerner, it's so easy to find a teaching job in Thailand. Like you just need to like you show up there, and you guys also earn good money with teaching English in Thailand. So he was contemplating whether he wants to stay and extend his contract as a teacher.
Yeah.
And he said like, yeah, I will be extending and I will be staying. And that's where like it all leads for both of us to find our own condo together.
Crazy.
But going back to being traditional and very
Yeah. The difference in
the different
cultures.
culture. So like you have to talk to my parents first if you want to live in with me. I know this is very like
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, yeah.
It was who you are.
Yeah. And I told him that you have to talk to my father first. So he booked a ticket to the Philippines.
Face to face.
Yeah, face to face. Talk to
No
my dad.
FaceTime.
No FaceTime. Like yeah, of course. Like after being together for I think almost a year.
Yeah.
We went to the Philippines around in August, and that time my best friend was also getting married. So perfect timing, really. And that's where they met my parents for the first, and
Made
they didn't
his
even know.
debut.
They didn't even know that we're going home, and I'm going to introduce them to Dale.
Oh my gosh.
So
And you bring this white
we just
man.
show up, yeah. We just show up, and notice, and like my dad was like, "What are you doing? Why you didn't tell us that we could have prepared something special for him?" And yeah, that's how it really started, like got serious, and yeah, Dad was really lucky to have my parents blessing.
I love that.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
I really thought that my dad's gonna say no.
Really?
I really thought my dad's gonna say no. Yeah,
And then if your
knowing
dad...
my relationship back in the Philippines, I know that my dad's just protecting my heart too.
Yeah.
Like I'm his eldest daughter, so he just want best for me as well.
But the question is, if your dad had like genuinely told you like, Rez, no, what would you have done?
We will of course like just keep the same arrangement that we have. Like we have different condos, and we just like
You would have listened to your
yeah,
father.
because I promised him before I went abroad. Like yeah, going back to my previous relationship, it didn't really work out so well, and
Yeah.
that time like I really broke my dad's heart, and
Yeah.
I promised him like the next guy that I will, the next relationship that I will be into, like I promise you that I will
Gonna be a
not lie.
respectful
Yeah,
man.
I will not lie to you. I will tell you the truth, and because I was hiding, I was not telling them like what was the arrangement that I used to have back
Yeah.
then in Davao City. So yeah, we will of course like try to work it out, and if not, then it's gonna be we won't be here.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
So the next chapter was, I think you guys were together for 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
And then you moved to Germany. Munich,
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah, Munich,
How
Germany.
did you guys both move together and like come to a point?
Yeah. So after working Allianz for 4.5 years, with this internet manager role, because I was like doing really really good things and great things with the internet, and like they offered me a job, and that time I thought like, will it really work? Like because I never dreamed like working in Europe was not really in my agenda. Like I'm already
Wasn't
happy.
even there.
Yeah, I'm already happy in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied in Bangkok.
You were making
Like,
money.
yeah,
You found
like,
an amazing man.
exactly. And I know for a fact that Dale loves Bangkok. Like he's from the UK, so you can tell. Like,
Is it a thing? Like, do British people love Bangkok?
yeah, I say yes. I say yes. It's number one. It's because of the weather.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, and just like really good lifestyle there.
Yeah.
Close to the beach. Like when I say beach, proper beach, not
Real
just like
2-hour
I think
massages.
British people might gonna hate me saying this, but like in the UK, like I've been to so many beaches, but they are like black sand, and I don't call it. I grew up in an island, and like
Yeah.
dude, I can tell you what really real beach is.
Yeah.
So yeah, so 4.5 years working in Bangkok, and I really thought about it. Like maybe it's time for me to step up, and maybe I can give it a shot. I know that time that they only offered me 2 years limited contract.
Well, why
So,
Germany? Like, why not the UK or
yeah,
France?
because that work is from the headquarters from Allianz SE here in Germany, and of course, I don't know any Germans that time. I don't have any close friends from Western countries, so I really have to like research a lot, and like ask a lot of questions like in my working environment that are like from Germany, from the UK, just to really give me some insights of how it is to live there. So I asked about the rent, and before I even mentioned that to Dale, like I have to prepare all my cards before I approach and ask Dale, like, what do you think about moving to Germany? Because I know
So you already had your research.
Yeah, if I am not ready, I know for a fact that he's gonna turn down and say no.
Yeah.
So
you have to convince him with like a case.
I asked, I like doing like a use case study.
Yeah. I love
use case study. So I have all the information, and I asked Dale. He knows when I am getting so serious, and when I tell him like, can we have a heart to heart talk? Like I need to tell you something. He already know that I am going to like he already know that I'm going to talk about like something serious.
Yeah.
So I asked him the question, what do you think about? I didn't tell him yet, like which country. Like I got an offer, a job offer.
You already had an offer?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You had already had the job offer, and you hadn't even.
But I didn't like say
didn't
yes
tell
yet.
him. And you didn't tell him. And you're just like, what do you think about moving?
Yeah, I got a job. Yeah, but that was verbal only, but not written. Just
still-
verbal. Yeah. And I asked him like, what do you think about? I got a job offer, to work as an internet manager. It's only a limited contract, so I have to like provide all the information to him. Like this is it, this is it, this is it, this is what you get, this is what we do. And what do you think? And then he asked me, the first question he asked me, where?
You didn't
Like
tell him
I really prolonged the agony. So,
Oh my gosh.
what do you think about moving to Germany with me? And then, like, I remember, like, he had to like swallow. Like what? Like in Europe? Like you got a job offer in Europe? I'm not expecting you to answer that now. You can have like few days to think about it, and I will talk again.
Yeah.
So it just reset the mood after that, and we went for a sauna, went for swimming up, like in our rooftop, and
Just the normal Sunday.
the normal lifestyle that we
love
have
it.
in. Yeah, we really miss having swimming pool, and sauna.
2-hour massages.
In our own gym in the condo unit. So yeah, so after 3 days, I approached him again.
Yeah.
And I was like, what
Hey.
hey, like, I just want to check in at where you stand with, me taking the role and working for this company.
Yeah.
I already feel that he's kind of like 50-50.
Yeah.
So I just like say it out loud, like, if you're not really willing to come with me, then we have to split out.
Really?
Yeah, we have to like part ways again. That was the second time.
Gosh,
Like
the
if you're-
second ultimatum.
I told him like if you're not really willing to come with me, because I don't want to miss those opportunity
Wow.
to work and grow and
Well, so you wanted it. You were like, I'm moving.
like I really want to grab this while it's there.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like I'm not I never in my mind to like to go to Europe and work there, but it's there, it's served, like it's handed to me, and I wanted to just like thank the universe for it.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shot,
receive it.
Yeah, receive it. And if it won't work after 2 years, then I'll move back in Bangkok. Like I can again like work in Allianz Technology, because it's Allianz SE, so it's a different business unit.
Yeah.
But of course, like you can always move back and apply for another role there. So I told him like, yeah, if you really want to stay, I will respect, because I know you really love the lifestyle here with all this amenities and the access to beaches, and I will understand if you want to stay, but I think it's not gonna work. I'm not a fan of long distance. I've tried it before, it worked, but until it didn't. It worked for I think 2 years, but until it didn't, and that's why I am here in Bangkok. But I don't like we have to part ways, because we just really have to respect each other's decision, and I'm gonna sign the contract sooner.
You're like, boy,
was I really like ruthless?
You're like, boy, I'm signing.
Yeah, I'm signing,
whether or not you're coming with me.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, and he approached me again like after a few days. I think he really like have to like think
Sleep
about
on it.
Yeah, think about it, and because it's like it's not easy thing to like just like you sleep on it one night and okay, let's move. Like I don't expect him to decide right away. And after a few days, he said like he approached me. I think we're again at the rooftop, and he said like, I want to support you. I want to see you grow, and I don't want to take that away from you, and I want to be part of it.
Oh my god!
So that was it. That was the sign I was really waiting for, and I was so happy. And I told myself like, oh, this is the guy that I think that I will be spending the rest of my life. I don't know, because like we were already 4 years and a half that time in a relationship, and it was really like magical. Like the relationship we had was really we were really at the right place, the right time.
Yeah.
And when he said yes, like I want to see you grow, I will support you, I told work, I signed a contract right away.
Amazing.
And that's where like they started applying for my visa and all the necessary things in order for me to relocate to Germany.
So then tell me about your first day. So like let's fast forward a little.
Yeah.
Like Dale said yes, like you packed up your life and you moved here.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first
yes.
day in this country? How long ago was that?
That was 5 years.
Crazy.
Ever 5. That was in May 2019. So
Tell me about the first day.
yeah, the first day, the moment we get out of the plane,
Yeah.
because knowing that Bangkok is that time before we left, it was really polluted. The air condition was really bad. The first time we got out from the airport, we like just
Took a breath.
took a breath.
Good
Like,
breath.
this is a good air.
Oh, first impression.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like really, like we're close to nature.
Yeah, I love that.
And we went straight to our apartment hotel. So Allianz provided a 3 months hotel accommodation before we even get all our stuff from Thailand, because it's already included in a relocation package. So we went straight to our apartment hotel, dropped our bags, went to English Garden, went for a walk. We did a lot of
Beautiful,
that. We did a lot of like
on day
leisure-
one.
Yeah, day one. We went to English Garden, tried the first pretzel
Really?
in my life.
Cute.
First
And?
mass beer.
A
it
mass is 1 liter.
1 liter, yeah.
of beer.
Yeah, we had we
And?
ordered 1 mass for each.
First impressions.
Oh, it was lovely. It was delicious.
You're like, yeah.
Because the thing is, another funny fact about living in Asia, especially in Bangkok, when you order beer, they will always serve it with ice.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
So if you don't drink fast, your beer will taste water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really different.
No, the
different.
Germans would die.
You will try it because you guys are traveling, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So when I ordered Radler,
Which
and
is
it was-
half lemonade, half
yeah.
beer.
Yeah, God, it was delicious. I've never tried Radler before, although there are German restaurants in Bangkok, but it's really different when you experience it here locally.
Yeah.
And the first pretzel, I used to just see these pretzels television, on videos, YouTube videos. And she's like, I'm holding it in my hand. Like I have a big pretzel in my hand. So yeah, it was really nice. Like we really enjoyed it.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I really enjoyed it.
And okay, so then 6 months later, I think, more or less, no, it was maybe a year later, COVID hits,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And what are you thinking at this point? Like after the 1 year mark of living in Germany, are you like, oh, this is amazing, I want to stay? Or are you like, oh, I'm not sure?
I would say the latter.
Yeah.
Because
Question
going back
mark.
to your first question, how is it living here in Germany without friends?
Yeah.
And especially with Corona, you're not allowed to go out. You can't hang out with friends.
Yeah.
You will be in trouble if you really want.
Yeah, no, there were laws
Yeah, there were
in
laws,
Germany against hanging
You
out
will be
with different
penalized.
households.
Exactly. So I was after a year, it really made me think is this really the life that I really wanted if I really wanted to stay longer here, or whether should I just wait for my contract to finish and then I'll go back to Asia. I think it really helped so much moving here with someone, because you get to although you can't hang out with friends, but you have a partner in crime that you can share memories with, do things together because you're living in the same household.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy for sure. Boredom struck.
Lockdown.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I can't really, imagine the boredom and just not to be able to do things, even just simply going to groceries. You really have to, and yeah, and also winter blues, because I've never experienced winter, living in a country
It's hard.
knowing the fact that in Asia, in the Philippines, we have two we have two types of season. It's hot and very hot. No, we have rainy season, of course, but yeah,
But nothing
I
like
got
the
used to
winters here.
not winter, not autumn. So all of the season were completely new during my first year. So I was really transitioning and get to experience all this season. And believe me, if I am living alone, I will for sure experience winter blues, and that will not help with my decision if I want to stay here in Germany. But yeah, I think Dale really helped me so much with adjustment, because he already had all these experiences, and he helped me to just by simply getting a proper jacket for winter, things like that, just someone to guide you there.
Yeah.
Because who else gonna help you? I mean, you have friends, but again, back in Corona time, it's really it was really difficult.
hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Right.
It was really hard.
But one of the things that might have been easier was us hanging out all the time.
Yes. Well, we
What?
live like really close
Pretty
to each
close
other.
to each other,
Like it's a
right?
walking distance. Come on.
Yeah, it was
And,
great.
like if you cycle like 5 minutes, you're already in our apartment.
So I think my next question would be, what is your favorite memory of us hanging out during COVID time, lockdown?
Oh, yeah. I can remember two
Yeah,
memories. Number one was the karaoke. Yeah, we drink a lot of wine.
a lot.
A lot of wine.
Girl,
and
cheers to that.
Yeah,
When
cheers to
you
that.
have to have
Yeah.
you have to have a good sip.
And I remember your ponytail when you're drinking red wine. Paulina, like she used to style her hair like a ponytail when she's like really having fun. When you know that she's already like in the party mode when the ponytail is out.
when the pony is
A
out,
pony.
and then I like give it a good
Yeah,
swing. That
And-
was a good one.
Yeah.
Singing Adele. Oh,
That
we
was-
got. I think we
yeah.
got really drunk.
Karaoke,
Us, like
like,
me.
yeah. We drank
Rez
like
and
I think
Dale.
like 4 bottles of red wine. Like,
was
gee,
crazy.
We're alcoholic, man.
There was nothing else to do.
Yeah, nothing else to do apart from like
Singing.
yeah. And the second one was during our first Tagancy cycling because I know you're not used to cycling before.
Not
so
at
we
all.
got the same bike.
Yes.
We got the same bike. So I got my bike first.
did.
They already got his bike. I got
Gravel
my
bike.
gravel bike, and then after 2 weeks? I think you
think
bought yours.
so.
You've been like contemplating, should you?
But they say imitation's the best form of flattery.
Yeah, yeah.
I asked you, I was like, Rez, is it
Like, is it okay?
Is it okay?
Like, of course, I'm
and
not.
you're like, girl, it's your
Girl,
money.
It's your money. You buy whatever you want.
So we got matching bikes.
The same bike. And yeah, when we did our first cycling, and we were so cheeky because like we camp. You remember?
So basically, like we went to from
Tegernsee?
Munich to Tegernsee, which
Yeah.
is like
How far is that?
60 kilometers
Yeah.
cycling.
It took us like I think 4 or 5 hours to
I
cycle
think so.
there.
We took
with
it
all our
easy.
camping gear because the plan was to go to a camping site, but I think all the camping site was closed that time.
And then it's illegal to
Yeah.
a wild camp.
But
Like,
we did
we did it anyway.
because we
And
got
it
a
was fun.
tent. And the funny part was the tent was only good for a single person, and we tried to fit the 3 of us in a single tent.
I love that.
And I think that's like one of the best memories that that we ever did so far. Yeah, we're sharing the same tent.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and like waking up in the middle of the forest, and Dale brought his electric stove.
That
We
was
charged it, and we made some noodles. You remember that?
I remember we made ramen noodles. They were
Ramen noodles.
amazing. Oh my god.
We were really trying to hide our bikes that time because like if we get caught.
We thought though, like if we got caught, that there's a British person, a
An
Filipina,
American.
and an American.
What you guys are doing here?
Yeah, and then we'd just be like, sorry, we didn't know.
Yeah, we're just kids.
We did. We're just like
We're trying to be
Ausländer.
adventurous.
We're Ausländer that don't know better, which is
Yeah.
foreigners.
But
here
yeah,
in
I was
Germany.
really scared because I've never done such things like that in my life.
Yeah.
Like back in the Philippines, like never.
You don't.
But that's it's really fun to do new things, especially with friends. When it's like shared, it's really
Yeah.
nice.
Speaking of new things,
Yeah.
on to the next chapter. You are a recent mama.
Yeah,
aren't
I'm a
you?
mama of a 4-month baby.
Yes, tell me all about having a child as a foreigner here in Germany. Like, you're not German, neither is your
Yeah.
husband,
Yes.
and neither is your baby yet.
Yet.
But tell me all about having a child for the first time and being a mom.
Yes. So of course, like when I found out I'm pregnant, I told Dale like I had to wait for Dale to arrive from Berlin, and while I was waiting for him, like I already had like all these things in my head, like how is it going to work for both of us? How is it, to raise a child in Germany? Because neither of us are fluent with, the dialect here.
Yeah.
So I must say the pregnancy was really magical. I mean, the doctors here were really, really good. Thanks to my private insurance too. Like I receive care, and they really took care of my baby while she's developing in my belly and until I gave birth. And how is it? At first, like, after she was born, like, of course, like, most of the nurses, Hebamme, midwife, in Germany, they speak German. You can only count few that can speak English. So there's really a language barrier there.
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about medical stuff. Like it's really not that you don't trust the people,
course.
that were working in their field, but it's just that the barrier, like,
Yeah.
like you of course wanted to like understand what you're dealing with, and especially I had a C-section, so it wasn't easy really with the recovery. But when you really just like go with the flow and try to be open-minded about the situation, it will really help. Because if you're always like on the negative side of things, it will not really have you thrive and enjoy life. So we are so happy, of course, when Danielle Rosalie arrived in our lives, and when she was born. And of course, like after giving birth, that's where you have the pediatrician, the checkup, the vaccines. I'm so glad, like especially in Nuremberg, there are doctors that can speak English. I think we also with private insurance, like there's a good amount of like list of doctors that you can actually choose if you prefer someone that can speak English. So for someone like that cannot speak fluently with my proficiency is not really that good, as well as my husband, we can get by with basic German, but it really helped. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not saying it's easy, but like I said, like if you are just open-minded and you approach the situation all the time with an open heart and just having a wide understanding, it will be easier. Otherwise, because we also have friends that have the same experience, but we've heard like negative things from them, and it's really like it really depends on how you approach things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, like, for now, like for the past 4 months, it's been great. It's been great, really, really great. But of course, like again, this open question is still in my head, like how are we gonna raise her, because she's gonna be German
Culturally, right?
culturally. So yeah, we are still learning.
That's three
We
different
are not.
cultures.
Yeah, I'm from the Philippines. Dale's from the UK. Danielle, as what the immigration office said, like she can apply for a German citizenship when she reached 18,
Wow.
because neither of us were PR yet. If
Yeah.
I already applied for my PR in May, after 5 years of living here, she could have, applied for German citizenship automatically. She can get it right away.
Which is permanent residency.
Yeah, since I'm not permanent resident here yet, and Dale has a specific type of visa after Brexit, so that really leave us for Daniel to get the British citizenship for now, for time being.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like still like I'm more than, not that I don't want her to have my Filipino citizenship, but traveling, when we talk about traveling, it's much easier to have the British citizenship, like British passport, to travel all around compared to Filipino passport.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a part of the arrangement that we will have for her. But she can decide. I mean, when she reaches a certain age, it's really up to her, like if she wants to stay here or if she wants to study somewhere else. But we are really new parents, and I must say that we are also learning.
Yeah.
Like,
Day by day.
I know for a fact that you can ask friends, but their experience is completely different to yours, and you just need to mold it like based on your lifestyle and what's gonna work for the both of you. For me and Dale, it's just really a learning process. What they say, like while I was in the pregnancy period, no one will really prepare you to be a mom. So you just really have to learn like how to nurture and like maintain the lifestyle that you have from before and after having baby. And now I'm in Elton side, so they call it parental leave. And it's been really, really, I really like to be I really like raising a child in a country that really support family growth. And yeah, I'm not lying, I miss working, but yeah, working taking care of a baby girl is a full-time job, and that's where I'm really focusing my energy right now. I'm not lying that it's easy. It's not easy at all. We're getting enough sleep, that's for sure, because she's yeah, she's a
A good
chill,
sleeper.
yeah, good sleeper, chill baby. But yeah, the process of, building your routine on a daily basis, it takes a while before you get used to it. So yeah. And
Yeah.
of course, I would like to thank Dale. Like, he's been very supportive. I don't think I can be able to like really thrive with this motherhood without my husband. Like, it's
Mm.
just really a difficult role, being a mom. It's like there's a lot of things that you really have to think about. Like,
And not only are you and guys a new mom, but you don't have your parents
yeah, I
here,
don't have my
your
parents.
siblings
Like,
here.
especially in the Philippines, when you start having kids, especially when you're giving birth, your family, the whole crew will be there. They will be cheering for you, like, oh, we got a baby girl.
Oh,
But yeah, when I gave birth, like, yeah, I stayed in the hospital for 1 week.
yeah.
I had to go through induction, and because I'm really rooting for natural, but I end up, having C-section. So I was there for a week, and also with the recovery, it was really it would be very nice to have a spare hands.
Yeah.
Dale's parents, and also his stepdad was, they visited us for a week, and then my sister-in-law, also staff, and niece and nephews, they were also there to also just like, welcome baby girl in this world, and just gave us also a spare hand, so like for another week. So we had a visitor for 2 weeks while I'm recovering, so that
Yeah.
was really hardcore. But when they were gone,
Yeah.
like when we're
Aw.
back, like just the two of us,
You're
we
like,
really
wow.
have to make the most out of it. Like, we have to do batch cooking because it's it's the way it is, like
Yeah.
there are times that you don't have time to cook. And the recovery was really awful, but I'm here, I'm healthy,
Yeah.
and I made it.
Oh,
And other moms can do too.
I love that.
So yeah.
No, I think it's incredibly inspiring that you both
Yeah.
had a child, and like just your outlook on life of like, let's figure it out day by
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Like, this is not easy, and we acknowledge it's not easy, but we're
Exactly.
gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna figure
Um,
things out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with that optimistic mindset, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, today is the last day of 2024.
Yeah.
My next question would be, what are you looking forward to most in 2025, in the new year?
Yeah, of course, 2025. We are very excited to see our baby girl, learn new things, build memories with her. Like, I can't really imagine like right now that we have a daughter, like it's so magical. Like,
Mm.
she really makes us happy. Yeah. And I can't wait that one day like she will be able to walk on her own, and she will be in
Crazy.
solids
Yeah.
in a month and a week. Yeah, she's turning 5 months in January. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, like building more memories with the family, and of course, like, spending time with people that we love. That now after Corona, it's time for us to like, get our life back, and
Definitely.
travel again. People say that once you have a kid, like your life stops there. Like, no, it's not. Like, we will find a way. We are
Yeah.
hardcore parents. Like, rain or shine, we will take baby out for a walk. Like, especially first day of snowing in Nuremberg, like we have our stroller, raincoat. We bought a spare raincoat
I
for
love it.
like rain or shine, sweetheart. You have to go with
You're
mommy
going
and
out.
daddy, and we also have a dog. So like that's like almost like having two kids. Like
Seriously.
traveling here in Munich, like, we have to pack her food, our dog's food, and bowl and towel, and also the baby. So that was a mission without a car, with relying to public transport. So like, yeah, it's very convenient.
Yeah. I think to close this off, my last question would be, what advice would you have to give people who are curious about moving abroad or
Mm,
moving to Germany in
right.
general?
Yeah, I know it's not easy. Number one, especially when you are used to like living in your comfort zone, because I'm one of those before. But like, if you try to really widen your horizon, understanding, like, try to just be positive about life. There are so many things that are, waiting for you out there. If, life is a lot of challenges, and if you don't take the risk, and if you like, take the opportunity, you won't be able to, you will never know until you do it. right? If you, try not to be negative in life. And of course, if things will not work out for you, there will always be, if one door is closed for you, there will be another door open for you. So it's going to work out for sure.
I love that. Thank you so much, Rez.
Yeah, it's really great.
Joining me today.
Having a nice chat with you, pal. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. No, and with that, I will...
I wish you a happy new year. Yes. Thanks for having me as your guest.
Happy new year.
Privileged.
2025. I'm super excited. Yeah, excited to have shot this with you.
Of course.
With that, I'll close this episode of The Pod Abroad. My name is Paulina de los Santos, and I look forward to seeing you next episode. The Pod Abroad's video, audio, and music is produced and edited by Tim Teherne. Make sure to give us a follow and leave a comment if you like this episode.